Welcome, everyone. This is the Fearless and Fit team call. I am stepping in for Amy. Kaileigh is not feeling well, and she asked me to get on and speak to you guys about some stuff that's beneficial. It's really good for new coaches to know as far as, signing coaches, recognition, commission, earnings, all of that kind of stuff, but it's also good for seasoned coaches to have either a refresher or to actually hear it for the first time, because a lot of coaches just don't know all of this stuff. So I'm just going to touch base on some of the things, the potential in certain areas and all that good stuff. But first, I'm going to start with the recognition for your team. At Success Club 5, we have Kelly Cochner at 6, and Tori Kathaninson, I don't know how to pronounce that, is at 6. Success Club 10, Jenna Desiderio is at 12. And we have a new coach, Maggie Roos. And as far as volume, we have Jenna Desiderio at the highest volume of 945. And Kim Gast is in at 435. Kevin Corbett's in at 330. Kelly Cochner's in at 300. And Jory Procaccini is at 270. I'm sorry if I butchered those names. So congratulations to all of you guys. It's only, we're not even halfway through the month, so still plenty of time. Amy wanted me to touch base with your challenge groups, so I'm just going to make sure I get them right. You guys have, starting on the 16th, a 21-day fix group, 21-day fix extreme group, and a general challenge group. So you still have time to get those challengers and those points if you still need them. So that's what's going on there. I also have a accelerated coach group starting. I don't know if Amy's doing one, but I'll let you guys know. It's going to be posted in Revelation Fitness. But I have a coach group starting on that same day, the 16th. It's 2 weeks long. It's for new coaches. The outcome is hopefully Emerald and Success Club 5. So that's just a little tidbit of information. Okay, so we're going to start. We're going to talk about basically the importance of rank advancing, signing coaches, the different types of coaches. We're going to go over it all. I'm going to give you a little bit of a spiel on what I do for my Getting Started Right calls. These are calls that I do with new coaches once they have received my welcome email, watched the video, told me what type of coach they want to be, and filled out the About Me form. After I get those two things back, we set up a call, and I go over basically 4 general areas of the business. Obviously, as a new coach, there's a lot of things that you could throw at them, but you don't want to. So one of the things that I tell my new coaches is this business is solely yours, 100%. Your upline is not your boss. Some coaches come into this thinking in a business mentality as far as they're walking into a building and they have to report to a boss. It can get them in trouble because they're going to be let down that their upline is not over their head. So I inform them that we are here to mentor them. We're not here to tell them, what to do. We are definitely going to tell them what we think they should do to better their business, but they don't have to do it. I talked about how this being solely your own business, there's no quota you have to meet each month. There's no, rules or regulations besides the ones set in place to protect you as an individual coach through Team Beachbody. But the mission statement rings true through challengers and through coaches, which is helping people live a healthy and fulfilling life. So as a coach, that also is for us, because yes, we're doing the programs and the products and we are living healthy, but the fulfilling life part of it is owning our own business, growing our own teams in the way that we want to grow our teams, where someone's not dictating, telling us you have to have, 4 challengers in a challenge group every month. That's your choice if you want to do that. So we're able to grow our business in the means that we want it to grow. And that being said, something else that I talk about on my Getting Started Right calls is there are 2 ways that I help new coaches who want to quote unquote work the business. I get down to the nitty and gritty and I say, if you tell me on this call that you need to make $500 this week, I'm going to steer you in a different direction than if you told me I want to be making $2,000 a week in a year from now. Because obviously sales is the fastest way to make money. So in a week, you can make $500 worth of sales, but you cannot make $2,000 in a week starting out from your team, which is your residual income. So I'm always thinking about which direction they want to go. And I'm not saying once you go one way, you can't change it to the other way. But as an upline coach, you have to make yourself aware of what the needs are of your new coaches coming on. So some ways that you can advertise for working coaches, it seems to be a little bit more difficult for people to find working coaches than it is to find discount or challengers. Mainly, I'm assuming it's because of fear. Fear of what I don't know. I have the opposite fear. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I have the fear of inviting for challenge groups because I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to invite someone to a challenge group and have them think that I think that they're fat or that they need help. That's just not me. So me personally, I will invite anyone to the coaching opportunity because it's raw, it's real, it's not offending them. It's saying, hey, you want to make some money, you want to help inspire other people. So on top of that, I can say, you can work on your journey as well. You don't have to be where you want to be. So taking the fear aspect out of it is a huge component. And knowing how to do so, it's just not being afraid of people saying no or not answering you. It's the same way as a challenge group. If you're inviting for challenges and you don't have a fear to invite for challengers, well, pretend you're inviting for a challenger. It's like getting up on stage and pretending everybody's naked when you're doing a speech. Same thing. Like the coach can be a challenger. A lot of my new coaches don't go through a challenge group until they sign up as new coaches. So technically they're still a challenger. So ways that you can advertise for coaching is, one, frequently be talking about the coaching opportunity and what it has done for you. Not just, hey, join my team. We're awesome, which yes, that may be true, but people want to know what it has done for you. This is the whole sharing aspect of it. I just shared on my page the other day about paying off debt. And I had somebody reach out to me. I told this story of basically a little bit of background of myself and why I got started and how I was feeling when I got started, because I want people to be able to connect with that same feeling if they've gone through it. Because if they have, A, I'm attracting people who are like me, and B, I most likely will know how to help them if they do sign up because I've been there. So you want to make it personable. Somebody messaged me and said that she had seen numerous posts about people getting out of debt with Beachbody. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's a big factor. So she's interested in coaching now because of that. So just constantly, once a day or once every other day, just sharing something that Beachbody has done for you. I don't know if you guys follow Raina Odell. She's number 20 coach in Beachbody. She ended the year at number 20. I had a call with her the other day, and she was telling me every day she posts something about what Beachbody has done. And it's not something huge. It may just be spur of the moment. They decided to do X, Y, and Z. And if it wasn't for Beachbody, her husband would still be at work. She would still be in corporate America. The kids would be, in school or whatever. But because of this, they could do X, Y, and Z. So whatever Beachbody coaching has brought to you, you want to show other people constantly. And don't think that if you repeat something, it's going to get annoying, because most of the time, only one other person has seen it twice. That's how many, people go through and not see things. I always use Lindsay Matway as an example, because if you know who she is, you most likely know her story because she shares it all the time. all the time. And she still gets people relating to her 5 years later with the same exact story. So don't be afraid to be raw and to be yourself and to really get down to why you do it and what you want to do for other people, you know, that could be potentially in the same situation you were when you first started. So as far as coaching, those are my tips for you. The consistency, obviously, you're going to hear it time and time again. It really, really is key. So if you decide that, okay, I'm going to try this, well, try it for a month, post, you know, decide how many times a week you're going to post something personable about what Beachbody's done for you. You know, throwing in posts here and there. If it's once a day, great. Try it for a month and see what happens. But only you can come up with those numbers that you want to do. And then moving on to rank advancing. A lot of people don't see the benefit in rank advancing. We did a call a while ago where they were talking about how it was hard to see the value in rank advancing if you're not capping out at your cycle bonus. Does everybody on here know what a cycle bonus is? Okay, so Emerald status, you have a cycle bonus. That's when you start getting them. You have a cap out weekly at $250. So if you have 5 coaches on your team, but you're still in Emerald status, and your team alone is bringing you in $400 a week just from the cycle bonus, if you are an Emerald coach, you're only going to see $250 of that. So right there is reason enough to rank advance to the next level because you're losing money. But if you're not there, which most Emerald coaches are not there, most Diamond coaches are not capping out. I'm definitely not capping out at 5-star. But to know that, God forbid that did happen, my husband's account, he was Emerald, he actually capped out. So, you know, it was like that time. But knowing that the rank advancement, yes, it may help your upline, but it's not about that. Your upline is not helping you grow your business, not giving you tips and tools, not working with you one-on-one, not putting you in push to diamond groups, not doing X, Y, and Z for themselves. They're doing it so that you can see the benefit of actually going and getting that rank advancement. And in this business, you have to be okay with somewhat helping the person above you because it's what it's all about. Your coaches are going to do it to you. You're going to do it to your coach and so on and so forth. But in the same sense, if you're not rank advancing, you're not growing. If you're here to grow a business, you have to constantly be growing to be able to move forward. So moving from Emerald to having a next goal in mind. My team, normally we just skip right over Ruby. And they go from Emerald to Diamond push groups. You know, because they're doing it for themselves. I'm a big believer in stability in the business and teaching stability and doing it for themselves. So if I have a coach that I approach and say, hey, you know, you want to be in a push to diamond group, because they're like right on the cusp of diamond and they say, no, they're not ready. They're not ready. I'm not going to push them to do it. I'm not going to offer them anything to do it because it's 100% their business. And they have to see the benefit and the reward from doing it themselves, for themselves. So when you guys are thinking of pushing to a certain goal, make sure that you have a date on it. I don't know how many of you are in my Emerald to Diamond group right now. Are any of you in my Emerald to Diamond group? No, okay. We have them this Monday, I think it was. We had them do a diamond bubble sheet. But basically it's them at the top and their coaches basically filled in to know how many coaches they need to get to diamond. But with that, we had them put a date on their goal of diamond. And a lot of them came back with, sometime in June or April. and I actually had to go back to them and say, I want a specific Wednesday date. If you do not have a date on your goal, a specific day, like April 25th or whatever it is, unfortunately, most of the time that date will come and go without you even realizing that it's come and gone, because you don't have a concrete date on there. Does that make sense? If you're not pushing for something, like let's use February 25th as a goal, because I know that's a Wednesday. And I always use Wednesdays. I told them in the group, pick a Wednesday date, because that's the last day before you rank advance on Thursday, which I think you all know. Let's say you just said sometime in February. Well, if you didn't put a date on it, it's already February 11th. And you let's say you had to sign 5 coaches in February to go diamond. And it's February 11th and you haven't signed any because you haven't chosen a date. Well, now it's crunch time because you have basically 2 weeks to get to diamond and sign these 5 coaches, because now the 25th is almost here. It's the last Wednesday of the month. So putting concrete dates on all of your goals, this doesn't just have to do with rank advancement. It has to do with your volume increase. It has to do with your team increasing. Anything, you want to put dates on them. I'm a firm believer in that. Does everybody on here, are you guys all new? Well, I know Kyle's not new. How new are you guys? Like Emerald new, or you're not even Emerald yet?
Not Emerald yet.
Not Emerald yet?
No, I just started a month ago.
Jamie, you said 2 months ago?
What?
Jamie said 2 months ago?
I started in January.
Oh, in January. And Kristen, when are you?
No, I'm 2 weeks. She's kicking butt.
You what?
I said I've only been 2 weeks, but she's kicking butt.
Kristen Campbell is?
Yeah.
I don't remember when I started. I think like the 21st or 22nd.
Of January?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys are like brand new. Are you an Emerald coach yet? Kristen? No?
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. So basically, Emerald is one of the hardest ranks you're going to go for. It sounds so silly, but signing your first 2 coaches, I believe, are the hardest, because you're brand new. You have a lot more work to do because you don't really have a script down. You are hesitant to sign people as coaches. In the beginning, you get a lot of no's. I mean, how many no's have you guys gotten? A lot. And it's very discouraging as a new coach. Yeah, see? 100. Yeah, going for 100 no's. Yeah. I got my list right here. No, there's more than that. This is just number 33. Yeah, so you're going to get a lot of no's. And I always tell my coaches, if you're shooting for a specific rank like Emerald, when you're a brand new coach, you want to look for your immediate circle, and then work your way out, obviously. So it's going to go family, friends, friends of friends, possibly if you're friends with the friends of friends, your mailman, your post office attendant, like go out like that. I'm finding it a little bit harder this month for some reason for newer coaches. There's a lot of pushback. So that's where the consistency really comes in. I have a coach who started in January with you girls, and she's had a lot of pushback, but yesterday she gung-ho, she went and invited 50 new people. So if nothing comes of that, then we need to reevaluate her inviting. But if you are not seeing results from something that you're doing, you want to make small little changes. Don't change everything at once, because then you won't know what actually needs to be changed. But do something for a month, and if you don't see anything happening or gaining from it, then make small changes for the next month.
Can I ask 2 questions?
Yeah.
So first question is the Emerald coach. You said that you have to have coaches underneath you.
Uh-huh.
Does that include discount coaches?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because when I get the pushback of the Shakeology is too expensive, the workout's too expensive, I do try and push, you can become a discount coach. You can pay all the membership dues without doing the work. But my other question would be, I feel like I've sent out like 120 invites in the last week, and I've yet to have anybody sign up. So I have to look at that. I've been in sales before. I know there's tons of no's before you get a yes, but I have to feel like there's something wrong with the, the correspondence that I'm having with my challenge, not even challengers, with lack of participants,
Your potential challenges.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know because I'm not looking at your conversations, but basically with one of my coaches, if she came to me with this, I would say, okay, let's reevaluate your conversations you're having, and I'll actually have them copy and paste or screenshot the conversation to me. There could be, numerous things wrong, one of which new coaches like to give a lot of information right away.
I verbally vomit, I know.
I'm sorry?
I said I verbally vomit, and I know.
Yeah. So that scares people because it comes off as salesy. I just did a call last week for my team on the 5-step invite process. And in that process, it talks about step number 2 is the number one. Step number 2 is the number 1 step. Basically, you never want to skip that one, which is asking questions. So, if you message to me and said, like, this is how I message people. I say, hey, how you doing? I hit send. And I wait for them to respond. So I have my list of people I'm going to send that to, and I'm going down my list and sending them all. And as I'm sending them, some might be popping back up. Good, how are you? Or, those people that write back, good, how are you? I write back saying, I'm great, thanks, send. And then my next message will be, hey, I just wanted to invite you. I'm inviting everyone to a fitness challenge. That whole inviting everyone takes the fear out from me because I don't want to feel like I'm singling them out. If I'm inviting everyone, it doesn't matter what size you are. Would you have any interest in that? And some of them will come back and say yes. Some of them will come back and say no. And some of them won't answer. They all go on a list. So I have like numerous 3-ring or spiral notepads. One notepad just devoted to people I'm messaging with key notes on like what they've said or didn't write back or the date that I resent a message or something like that. And then if they say that they're interested, I say, okay, great. Have you ever heard of Beachbody? And I wait for them to write back, yes or no. Let's say they said no. I say, okay, no problem. Have you ever heard of P90X or Insanity? Our 2 most famous programs. Most likely, they will say yes. And so I say at that point, great. Beachbody is a creator of at-home fitness programs like this. The challenge group that I will be running is going to be using 21 Day Fix. Like, let's just use that as an example. Would you like to see a video? If they say yes, then you send them a video. And then after I send them a link to the video, I say, let me know what you think. I always want to end it with something where they have to respond back to me. As far as for coaches, if I'm inviting for coaches, it's a little bit different. I use the If I Would You from GoPro. Have you guys read that book? It's a good book. If you're struggling with inviting, I suggest you read it. There's a whole bunch of YouTube videos on it. It's all about recruiting, honestly. Like, it's like throwing everything out the window. And it's recruiting for coaches. So basically, same scenario. I would go back and forth, maybe throw in a little bit of small talk about, oh, I saw a picture of your dog or whatever it was. And then I would say, hey, I saw that you go to the gym. Would you have any interest in coaching? And most of the time they'll come back and say, what is it? And at that point, I start using If I Would You. And I'd said, if I sent you a business webinar opportunity call, would you listen to it? And if they say yes, I say great. And we nail down the 3 times. So I say, okay, what time, what's the best time that you can listen to it? And they'll tell me, I think I can get to it tonight. And you say, okay, great. So I'll message you in the morning and see what you think of it. If that is not a good time to message them, they will let you know. And normally they'll come back and they will say, no, check in with me in the afternoon. I have to do X, Y, and Z in the morning. Then you know. Then you say, okay, great. No problem. I'll check in with you tomorrow afternoon. Here's the video link. Let me know what you think. Honestly, like, that's all I do day in and day out. Like, just keep doing that.
I feel like this, and I'm not trying to push back. I read all that in the training, and I felt like that part was salesy, sending the video and being like, and I'm going to check back with you then. But you do have success with that.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the relationship that you have with the people, if you know them, it's not salesy because you're getting in with a key motive. Like you're inviting for coaching. It's different than salesy as far as challenge groups. If you're just throwing a whole bunch of information at them, my challenge group invites are more lengthy than my coach invites because coaching is not really sales to me. It's not a sale. It's, growing a team, it's growing a business, it's getting them to be able to do the same thing, to reach the same goals that I've reached, blah, 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 blah. But as far as challenge groups, it's more wordy. I just compressed it for you because otherwise it would take forever. My challenge group invites probably go on for 15, 20 minutes with small talk, with talking about which programs are right for them. I don't ever give them a price up front. I never give them a whole slew of information. Like I don't say, if they say, okay, I'm interested, I don't send them a whole paragraph on what we're doing. I wait for them to ask me questions and I ask them questions. So I'll say, okay, can you tell me some of your goals? Or if they're replying to a challenge group ad, I say, what has interested you in this group and what are some of your goals? I ask them the same question. And we get talking about those. I compliment them. Like a lot of people come back and say, I've been working on my weight loss. I'm down 35 pounds and I'll, basically lift them up from there because that's what we do. And then I give them a little bit of details about the group. So I'll give you an example. I have a group starting Monday. That's a Bible study and fitness group all in one. And I had a whole slew of people from my like page want this. And it's like, this is like ingrained in my head now because I've been doing it for like 5 days, the same conversation with people. But they would be interested. They'd ask me about the group. I would tell them a short snippet. And I'm just giving you what I said today. They started preseason on Monday. So I say, well, the group already started preseason on Monday. Where they are taking their before pictures, measurements, learning about clean eating, and nailing down their meal plan. The workouts will start Monday. The 30-minute workouts will start Monday along with the Bible study. Send. They will say, okay, great. That sounds awesome. I don't even know some of it. None of them asked me the price, which is weird. They would come back with, where is the group? How do I get in the group? All that kind of stuff. And I'll say, I'd add you to the group. I come back with, if somebody asks me, what do I need to do next? I say, the challenge pack gives you everything you need at a discounted price. You will also get free access to my group, Bible study, and daily support. And at that point, that's letting them know right there that something needs to be invested in, purchased, however you want to say it, without just throwing out, okay, you need to order this now. But in between all that, like I said, we're talking about their goals. I'm making sure that I know why they were interested in this group. Why did they comment interested, or why did they message me that they were interested in knowing more? You don't just come across this and just say, okay, great, it's another sale. Like, it's why. And some of the stories you hear are just like you hurt because you want to help them and they don't want to be helped at that point. But that's where you just have to kind of, put the emotional part aside because they're just not ready. But at least connecting with them emotionally might bring them back around for another challenge group. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to keep you guys much longer, but so Amy wants me to talk about the bonuses with rank advancing. It's fun times. there's a lot of ways that you can make money with Beachbody. And I always tell my new coaches, like, Beachbody practically throws money at you. Everybody with the company wants to see you succeed. I don't think there's like one person that wants to see you fail. If there is a bad seed, they're normally weeded out really fast. But there's obviously the most obvious way is sales. It's the most easiest way. It's the quickest way. But if you're in this to grow a business and to grow to financial freedom where, hey, you don't want to work for a month, but your team still brings in the same amount of money for you than if you were working and doing sales, then, great. So that cycle bonuses happen when you become an Emerald coach. So that's one reason why you want to rank advanced, because you can start really building up that cycle bonus. On top of that, you get raises when you go Ruby, which is they're each $2 raises. So cycle bonuses for Emeralds are $14. Cycle bonus per cycle. Cycle bonuses for Ruby is $16 and Diamond is $18. And then from there's a whole new area when you go Star Diamond. Like I mentioned before, every rank caps out at a cycle bonus, and it goes up by 1,000 increments. So besides for Emerald's 250, Ruby's 1,000, Diamond's 2,000, 1 star's 3,000, and so on and so forth, up to 10 star, which is 12,000 a week that you can make. At that point, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, they all cap out at $12,000 a week from your team. That is for one business center. When you go 2-star, you can open up a second U. So you might see, I don't know if you guys see my stuff, but I have a second business center. So that one also has coaches under it. So you're also building income from that center. You can build your business up, or you can build your business out. And I always use these two examples. I'm sure you guys all know who Melanie Mitro is. She built her business up. Okay, so she's double 15-star in her first and second business center. She is 1-star in her third. I don't know what she is in Matt's, her husband's. And then Scotty Hobbs, I don't know if you guys know who that is. He built his business out. So he's only an 8-star diamond in his first business center, but he's capping out at each business center that he owns because he keeps opening them along with his wife's business center. So both him and Melanie are in the Millionaires Club. They hit it at the same time, but Melanie built up and Scotty built out. Does that make sense? As far as Star Diamond, you start getting bonuses at 2, 5, 10, and 15-star. 2-star is about $1,000 depending on how many 2-stars there are in that quarter. 5-star is about $3,500. 10-star is $17,000, and 15-star is $40,000. So every quarter, as long as you hold that rank for 6 weeks within the bonus period, you make that bonus for that quarter. Those are just some of the ways that you can earn money. Obviously, free leads. Once you become an Emerald coach, you start getting leads. Make sure that your profile is complete up to like 85% so that you can get those, and you're on the club membership. Those are the ways that you get your free leads with Success Club points. Does anybody have any questions about that? Go ahead.
The bonuses are actual money coming back to us, not money that is earned for the trips.
Correct. No. So I don't know if you guys have noticed when you go to your coach online, well, you go to www.beachbodycoach.com and then you go to coach and then coach online office. Underneath coach online office, there's previous office view. That one is basically your more up-to-date information as far as volume and paychecks and all that kind of stuff. That is where your bonus would show up. So it doesn't show up under my commissions or my earnings in your regular back office, but you'll see once you start earning them, it'll be basically the 5-star diamond bonus is a combination of the 2-star and the 5-star, and then 10-star is a combination of all three. You know what I mean? So those are things that are paid to you on a Friday. So you get paid Thursday, your bonus goes deposited in on a certain Friday of the bonus, after the bonus period. Yeah. As far as trips, that's just extra money that Beachbody throws. I'm telling you, they throw money at you all over the place. Just by hitting Success Club, you know, you can earn. The cruise, I think, is ridiculous. It's like $1,000 if you hit Success Club 10 every month. And then if you hit Elite, you get another $1,500. Yeah, it's crazy. So make sure you're writing down your goals. Does anybody have any questions? No questions about money? Does anybody have any questions about anything? I want to pick my brain. Because you're so quiet. All right. Well, I'm not going to hold you here if you don't have any questions. I went over everything I needed to say. Okay. Well, I'll give Amy the recording, and she'll post it in your group. You guys can go back and listen to it or whatever you need to do. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you.
Okay? All right. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.